The pen was inches from signing a $5 billion deal when a janitor, yes, a janitor, stepped in. What she said changed the fate of a corporation and her own life. This is not just a story about business. It's about unseen genius, silent struggles, and one woman's stand that shook a boardroom of billionaires. Gravitas Tech, a Fortune 500 tech conglomerate, was about to make headlines. After months of negotiations, a $5 billion acquisition deal was moments from being sealed. The boardroom was lit by screens, projections, and the low murmur of celebration. The media would call it a mega merger, a move that would dominate headlines for weeks. CEO Bernard Kessler, a man known for his icy demeanor and Wall Street grit, stood at the helm of it all. With silver hair, a pressed navy suit, and a pen forged from titanium, he was ready to sign his name onto a legacy. But fate had another plan. Just as Kessler extended his hand, the heavy boardroom doors creaked open. Heads turned, annoyed. In stepped Monique Davis, a janitor. Black. 34. A single mother of two. Her uniform slightly worn, mop bucket behind her. She wasn't supposed to be there. Not in this room. Not at this moment. Security took a step forward, but Monique raised her hand. Please, don't sign that deal. The room froze. Laughter bubbled from the CFO. Kessler's jaw clenched. Who are you? Monique stood tall, her voice trembling but firm. I'm someone who reads between the lines. I've seen the documents. You're about to walk into a trap. Unknown to them, Monique wasn't just a janitor. 10 years ago, she was a rising star at a fintech startup. With a degree in statistics and a mind built for data analysis, her path had promise, until tragedy struck. Her husband died in a hit-and-run. She lost her savings in the aftermath. She dropped out of the corporate world to survive. And she cleaned floors ever since. But her mind never stopped working. Every night, she watched the screens as she worked. She memorized the numbers she saw left on whiteboards, napkins, and open laptops. She recreated them in a dusty notebook. When no one noticed her, she was seeing everything. And one night, she noticed something wrong. Monique stepped forward and opened a folder, a wrinkled one she carried in her cleaning cart. Inside were charts, printed spreadsheets, handwritten calculations. She had rerun the financial models. She found an embedded clause that would backfire. The company they were acquiring had undisclosed liabilities, environmental lawsuits, pending patents, hidden debts hidden in subsidiaries. She even had proof, leaked internal documents, and a timeline she'd pieced together during her night shifts. The room was silent. Kessler narrowed his eyes. You expect us to believe this? Run the numbers yourself, she replied. And they did. For 6 hours straight, analysts, lawyers, and CFOs worked through the night. By 3:43 a.m., the conclusion was in. Monique was right. What came next shocked even Monique. Kessler didn't call security. He called HR. He asked one question. Why is this woman cleaning floors? By noon, a press release went out, not about the merger, but about a new executive hire. Monique Davis, Director of Strategic Risk Analysis. The janitor was now sitting at the table. Monique's story went viral. Not because of the scandal, but because of her strength. She became a symbol of resilience, of genius in disguise, of the power of paying attention to people we often overlook. Kessler later admitted, if she hadn't spoken up, we would have collapsed in 6 months. She saved not just the company, but thousands of jobs. And Monique? She now spends her weekends mentoring other single mothers in STEM. She never left behind who she was, but now, the world finally sees who she is. Greatness doesn't always wear a badge. Wisdom isn't defined by title. And sometimes, the person you least expect is the only one brave enough to speak the truth. Inspired? Shocked? Remember Monique's story the next time you think your voice doesn't matter. And if you believe in second chances, in underdogs, and in the strength of mothers, share this story. Like, subscribe, because we've got more stories that will leave you speechless.